All right, here we go. We are live. We are getting things warmed up. Gonna hit the share button a few times here. And we will begin. This is a post Flybox special. This is this month's post Flybox monthly subscription coming in. And we'll see here. Hope everybody had a wonderful week. I know I did. Yeah, good things happening. Lots of good things happening. Uh-oh. So, we're experiencing some technical difficulties that we will experience some buffering, but I guess we will be able to get through that. So hopefully that won't become an issue. How's everybody doing today? If you're just jumping in, be sure to say hiya and hello in that chat. I'm monitoring the chat on the... Let me try. Alright. Hopefully that'll work. Alright. Anyways, good things happening. Gonna talk about our giveaway. Good things happening there. Giving away some flies. 12 flies in total. Let's try this. Alright, here we go. Start here in just about 3 minutes. 3 minutes we'll get things started. Right at 6 o'clock is when I start tying. Here we go. Hitting that share button. That's the best compliment you can pay. Word of mouth is the best compliment. That's what I say. It's a lot of good things going on. I know I've said that a few times, but it's just amazing. It's been a good week. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We'll start whipping some thread around our hook. Boom, boom. Big announcement for next week. Next week we are doing a special live stream. It's going to be starting way earlier in the day. We're going to be starting about 2 o'clock Central Time. And why we're starting at 2 o'clock, you ask? Well, that is because I am doing a tying marathon, and my hope is, the plan is, the idea, the concept, the theory is to do it live. 42 flies, all for a Casting for Recovery donation. 14 warriors, 14 survivors are going to go out fishing on a Casting for Recovery retreat, and each of them will receive 3 of my CFR Sandy's beetle. What can I say? Good stuff happening. You know, when you tie with a purpose, tie for a cause, it's good things. Good things. I think that ought to work. That ought to work fine. Fly will take a second and go over. We'll go over everything. We'll go over the giveaway. We'll go over. Keep plugging away. We'll go ahead and get this started. For whatever reason, my internet and everything has been a little off. See, my network connection is weak. Oh, I can't access that. Come on. We'll give that a try. All right, so this is the micro Stonefly. This is a post fly box subscription deal. Get that to focus in on there. Here is the sample that was sent to me. Now, as much as I've tried, I can't get that body to come out as small and as awesome as the one in the sample, but we're getting closer. We're definitely getting closer. Gonna have to add a little shot of head cement on there. That's probably what I've been missing. Anyways, you know, I've read the directions, I've watched the video, I've watched a couple other videos on this fly, and this is how I tie it. You know, they're out there, they make sense. It's pretty cool. But that's the beauty of tying flies is, you know, there's so many different ways you can tie a fly and still come up with close enough of results. So this is, what size of hook am I using here? This is a size 14 hook. I do believe. Kind of have the materials and everything spread out all over the place. So yeah, this is the last of the size 14 hooks. I did tie a few of these, and it's a lot of fun. Post fly blocks, subscribe, get the subscription, get the tying subscription. This is the small bead eye. Anyways, I'm going to get that on there. I'm going to slide that down and back. All right, PJ Pigeon in the house. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and got my bead eye on there, my bead head, and I'm going to come in with my biot. I'm going to tie in my biot first. But before I do anything, I need to get my thread on there. Pretty neat. I like the way they got the threads set up here. A little black, little bit of yellow with little keeper plastic things on either side. You know, that's going to be great for any kind of tying on the go. You know, if you can put at least 2 colors on every spool, you can literally carry twice as many as variety. I mean, I guess lengthwise it's still going to be the same, but it is what it is. All right. Build up just the smallest little bit of a third bump up there in the front. Now we'll do our biot. This is a pretty good quality biot. I like it. It's nice and long. And I come in with mine and do them 2 by 2. 2 by 2. PJ, I learned a lot from you. I like watching you tie. You know, the Facebook, the quality of the live streams on Facebook is just crappy. That's the downside. You do such a great job, but the stupid quality of the service that Facebook provides, it's very subpar. We need to get going there on you. Got to get you going on YouTube. Get you on here. All right, so I'm going to do one at a time on my biot. This is facing forward with the tip forward. And this will stick forward of the bead, even though this is behind the bead. So I'm not tying this exactly as such as the sample. I do like the sample though. All right, we'll line up those little front antennae. And we'll run this back. I like it. I like it. We'll trim the spy out. PJ says, Pigeon Fly Tying says he's asking if there's a pause button. You know, on the live streams, boy, there is no pause button. No pause. Oh boy, that jumped way out there. No pause for the cause there. So I'm going to do a quick 1, 2, 3 whip finish because I'm going to get the bead forward. And you have to break the thread. You got to cut the thread to get it up front. I could do a bump over, but that's sloppy. I don't like that. All right. So now I got the forward biot, so I'm going to repeat the process off the back end of the hook now. We'll get our thread parked back there. So pigeon fly tying, what's your official assessment on your Regal vise now that you've spent some time on it? You definitely have some flies under your belt. Welcome to the Regal Club. Welcome to the Regal family. All right, 2 biot, two fibers, 2 quills, just like that. Get it out of the way. Measure these out, and I'm measuring these out about the body's length. That's about the distance. Now, I don't really show it too much on the camera because it's still in the prototype mode, but once I get my little Regal vise accessory into production, I'm gonna have to have you pro staff it out for me. I don't know. Give me a full assessment. It'll work on any Regal style vise, even the knockoffs, I do believe, as long as they're still made out of metal. So, yeah, this is the Micro Stone. Maybe, you know, and I think I might have, I have to call them out on it. The post fly in that newspaper we get, it's good information, but I wish the recipe and the directions for that dang-gum fly were printed on the same page, because it's a pain in the butt if you're trying to get things lined up on your bench. All right, so there we go. So far we have our bead head. We have our biot in the front, and we have our biot in the rear. Oh, good evening, Donna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is... Yeah, that's the magnet thing. It's the magnet thing. All right, let's go ahead and add some weight. We're going to add some weight. And what I like to do, what I found after tying a couple of these, I don't want to wrap this lead around the shank of the hook. Instead, I'm going to lay a little bit on either side. So, I'm going to start here on the near side of the hook. And I'm just going to run my thread back about that with thorax size. And then I can run my thread forward again. And I'm pushing this lead into, at least on this one side, I was able to get it inside. Where's my tweezers? Give it a little bit of a squish. And we'll get this right inside, or at least very close to. There we go. Either side of the hook. Or thereabouts. That way I don't get too much material on the top and I don't get anything on the top and the bottom of that. Everything's on the left and right, so it gets the width, but it's not going to get the full height on that one. How I get my jaw to rotate? Well, we'll break this action. We're going to come down here. On mine, I just twist my handle. Got that little thumb screw right there. That's it. That's all I got. Bringing it back up. And we'll zoom back in on that fly. Zoom, zoom, fly. Alright. So the lead is tied in. Now I got to tie in my ribbing. And it's labeled as a D-rib, but it's a circle. So I'm going to tie this in right where I got that lead terminated. And I want to get a nice tight bite on that. I am stretching this out nice and thin. Nice and tight along, nice tight wraps on the body. Working on that taper all the way up. All right. Now, on these rear wraps, let's see if I can muscle that. There we go. I really want to give this a pull. Really stretch this out. You know, maybe warm it up a little bit. That's, if you can get that rubber to stretch and warm up, these first few wraps, you want them really tight. Watch that tip of that hook. As we know, that's a known culprit for breaking material. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Alright, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4 wraps. Now I'm going to start to relax my stretching of this ribbing material. It's a stretch. This is a stretchy rubber. This is the black. And this will kind of help that taper get just a little bit bigger as we move forward. All right, we'll do some locking wraps with this ribbing. Nice and tight. Gut and tight. Here we go. We'll trim this off, and this ended up here on this far side, so nice and close. Shazam. You know where that's going? Nowhere. That's where. All right. So now I'm going to add my legs. And these legs, they are exactly the same as centipede legs. I think that's exactly what these are. These might be just a very slightly different, maybe just came from a different batch, but they're basically centipede legs. Medium number 2, these are basically speckled brown. Alright, so now for these, I want to measure these out. I'm going to measure this out the whole fly's length from tip to tip. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set that on the bench here, give that a quick trim, and we'll check that for length. Beautiful. We're going to duplicate that. So we're going to do a set of legs on either side. And we'll just trim them to length before we tie them on. And we'll come underneath, up and around. And get that into position. One wrap. There's really no sense of fighting. Don't fight the material. Fight the power. Fight the man. There's no sense of fighting material. Alright, we'll take this to just behind the head. And we are going to lock in our legs. And now I'm just working my thread in between those two sets of legs at this point. That's all I got going on. Alright, now I'm going to do the shell casing, or the wing case. And for that, let's see, which one do I want to use? I'm going to use the Pearlescence, which is basically, what is the Opal, Mirage Opal. It's got a sticky side and a non-sticky side. I want to tie this in sticky side up. Couple of turns in between the legs. And I'm going to lift these two legs forward, and I'm going to just do one wrap. Nice and tight. This way, I don't know, it turns out a little neater, I think. Just a little cleaner. Alright, so that's tied in, and next we are going to tie in, they call it black shield material. And I suppose we just cut it to width. And I'm going to take this about the width of the gap of the hook. Thereabouts-ish. I mean, it's going to stretch and get flipped over, but that's about a hook's gap. Thereabouts. Let's go ahead and tie this in. We want to make sure it's nice and even on the top, so when we fold it over, it comes out looking nice. Nice. Alright. Legs up. And one turn back there. Alright, let's do our dubbing. Build our thorax up a little bit. Got this with a little bit of wax. Less is more. Less is more. This is the cutest little pouch of dubbing. I feel like a junkie. Like, hey man, let me get some of that dubbing. I like it. I like it. It's good dubbing. I do like it. Kind of a rusty Antronish brown, and it's got these kind of a darker, solid fibers in there. Really neat. Really neat. I like this stuff. It's worth it. All right, nice tight dubbing noodle. This is not an official paid sponsorship. I'm just a fan of the Postfly box. All right, here we go. The body has been dubbed. We're gonna get our thread forward of the legs now, just behind that bead eye. Couple of turns. All right, we're gonna take our wing casing. We're gonna fold that forward. Hold those legs back. We'll get that nice and tight. Beautiful. And the little holographic pearl opal mirage, whatever you want to call it. A couple more tight wraps. And we will trim off our excess. And you know, it's interesting regards to the Postfly box. And PJ, you can vouch for this. I mean, I see some comments and some people, oh, you only get enough for 12 flies. Well, yeah, they limit it to 12 hooks. You have to draw the number somewhere. But I always have extra material. I've got all this extra thread. I know I'm going to have tons of these little niblets and bits and whatnot. So, all right. I think that's pretty good. Time for whip finish. Move it the old 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And trim off our tying thread. And I'm going to add a drop of, let's go with the UV thick. Why not? I don't want this to run. Kind of stretch these legs where you want them. Make sure. It's a good idea to always make sure your flashlight is ready to go. So let's get one little drop. And I like the thick because it just kind of sits. This won't run. Get one little droplet. Beautiful. Let gravity do its thing. Let it soak into there. We'll give it a little bit of encouragement. And I think that'll work. We'll zap it with ultraviolet. And you can kind of see, maybe if we turn off some of the lights, there we go. You can see some of that iridescence coming through on that. And that dubbing, I like it. You know, just because you can't see it, just because we can't see it, doesn't mean it's not there. So maybe we'll shorten those rear legs up just a little bit. These front ones, we're going to go just a half a notch shorter. And these rear ones, we're just going to go half a notch shorter. There we go. I like it. So that is the micro stone. It's awesome. Post Fly Blocks. Join the tribe. We are everywhere. Hashtag. So, alright, so let's talk giveaway. So, we'll get my fancy giveaway graphics. We'll pull those out. We'll get the vise out of the way. And we'll take a quick minute and talk about our giveaway before we move on to our next fly. Alright, so this is how it works. One comment on the Tie of the Week video equals one entry. Alright, you get one entry per person per week, and this is commenting on this video, or this live stream, after it posts as a video. You have one whole week to leave your comment, and after that week, just before I start getting things ready to go here for this week's live stream, I check the comments, and we write them down. Not the whole comments, but we have Donna, we have Pigeon Fly Tying, and we have Jimmy. I had 3 comments on last week's Tie of the Week video, and they get 3 more entries into the giveaway. Now, what's going to be the giveaway? Well, we're giving away 12 ties of the week. 1 fly from every week's. And this will include the Casting for Recovery Sandy's Beetle. So there you go. These are all the entries thus far, and July 2nd will be the end of the 12-week session. And we'll do our big drawing then. We'll get this fly box, the 12 ties of the week out. So that goes into storage for the week. We can do our by the numbers. I'm a data junkie. I like my numbers. And YouTube subscribers. This is my main base. This week we had a few additions, so welcome. Hello, brother. We did good. We are up to 140 YouTube subscribers. That's, let's see, 6 more this week. Let's see, Facebook, we are at 116 likes on Facebook. And Instagram has 175 followers. So hop on over to Facebook and Instagram. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. All tied up. Fly tying school. Alright, so we are moving on to the size 12 hooks. I'll do a little variety on this one. And I'm going to tie this the same exact way. Nothing different. As far as technique is concerned. So, Jimmy, what was that you just tied? What did you just tie, Jimmy? It was something, and I liked it. I really liked it. So this is, we're moving up to the size 12 hooks. This is going to be a slightly larger fly. All right, let's go ahead and switch it up to the yellow. What I like about this is I can just put away my black thread. Get that out of the way. And Shazam, we are ready for some yellow thread. Load that into the bobbin. And get yourself one of these little dental picks. Floss threaders, whatever you want to call them. It's good stuff. And every time you pass that through, it cleans out any kind of wax buildup that might be going on in there. All right, let's cast on our thread. And we'll take our thread forward and we'll get our biot. This one's going to be in the variety of this nice, I don't know, what do you call this? An orange, yellow, orange. Anyways, we're going to pluck these out 2 by 2. And the way I cut them, you end up with one's just going to be ever so slightly shorter or longer, whichever way you want to look at it, than the other. And that's fine. Alright, let's measure this out a length. That's pretty near the whole thing. We'll make it work. Make it work. I like these biots coming out forward of the bead eye. What do you guys think? Yeah, PJ says it's a yellow highlighter. It is, it is. It's very much highlighter yellow. Alright, we'll measure this up. Put these on there kind of long. That works. One at a time. No big rush. No big hurry. Alright, just because I don't want to bump my thread up and over the bead, I'm going to give it the old 1, 2, 3 whip finish. Slide the bead over, and we'll start the process again. This time we'll do our biots facing towards the rear. Take this right to the bend. Yeah, turkey biot. I just got some turkey and it's getting cleaned. It's out in the garage right now. Until I feel really confident that any living organisms are no longer living, then and only then it can be introduced into the fly tying system. I just have nightmares of infestations. Here we go. Alright, once again, we're going to take these out one body's length. And these are curved out. Beautiful. So the Copper Wookie video went off pretty well. Here we go. Hello, Richard Husingfeld. How is it going? Had a beautiful day. Got a lot of backyard work done today. My wife had the day off from work, and we worked in the backyard. That was today's job. All right, so now we got our biots tied in, and we have our Cyclops bead eye on there, bead head. Let's go ahead and lay some lead. Where did I put that? Once again, I'm not going to wrap this around. I'm just going to get in here and tie it on either side of the shank of the hook. So I'll run a little stretch out on the near side, about the length of my little thorax. Break that off. Let's go ahead and run that back. Up front, we'll tuck that back into that bead. And that lead just pops right off. Let's give this a little bit of a squish, squish, squish. Make sure we have a nice balanced load. An equal footing, if you will. Alright, the lead is on. Let's go ahead and add some more of this D-rib. Whatever the D stands for. Maybe it's its scientific name, I don't know. I forgot this doesn't slide very well on the thread, so I'm just going to choke up on it nice and close. Right there at the end of the lead. And now I'm going to stretch it. Whoever can tell me what the D and the D rib stands for. Here's the bag. Here's the packaging for it. D rib. Whoever can answer right now what D rib stands for, you'll get an extra entry right now into the giveaway. Because I don't know what the D rib stands for. I looked, and it's pert near the same stuff as my stretch tube, except this D-rib is not a tube or hollow like a straw. Alright, nice and tight. We'll build this up a little bit. I like it. Dental? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Alright, let's see. Let's check the... Alright, backtracking. Jimmy says he doesn't like to see the thread over the bead. Yeah, it gets kind of sloppy. Put it under the heat, low heat for a long time. Yeah, I was in the freezer. And... I don't know, still makes me a little nervous. Let's see. My dad got the mulch spread out all over at the ranch this afternoon. Awesome. Yeah, Ziploc bag in the freezer. Alright, so let's go ahead and palmer this on. I'm going to give it a nice tight stretch. So PJ says it was, the D is for dental. I'm going to have to look that up. And if it is dental, I will give you one extra entry into the giveaway. And I will write D for dental. On the names, on the tickets, on the giveaway entries, I write the date. So that way you can see what date, what comment you won on. Alright, so as I progress forward, I'm decreasing my tension, allowing those ribbing to build up a little bit. You still got to keep a good, nice, good tight bite on that. I will say this tan-colored ribbing, it's a little bit softer than the black ribbing, but nonetheless, nice and tight. Lock that in. And trim off our excess. D, maybe it's a part of the manufacturing process. Who knows? Who knows? All right. let's see, what's the next step? Next step is the legs. Let's do the legs. And these ones are just some barred legs. Looks like yellow with a little black mark on them. Anyways, just like we did before, we're going to measure these out. Length of the fly. I think if you're very frugal with your material, not frugal, you can, yeah, be frugal, be sparse. You know, you can get stuff that's designed for 12 flies and a little bit extra, but a little bit extra, it can go a long ways. You know, I'm probably not going to have much of this goose biot left over, but we'll have a little bit of dubbing, and have some of this extra de-ribbing, plenty of lead. Dumb ribbing. I don't think it's dumb ribbing. I mean, I could sit here on Google, but we're here to tie. We are here to tie this micro stone. All right, nice tight wraps there. We'll get the thread forward, and we'll lock in the legs up front. Beautiful. Really, legs are getting a little cattywampus. That's all right. We like cattywampus. Oh, I need to take a sip of beverage. I've been talking for almost 40 minutes straight. Nice adult beverage. Without any product placement, I can say it won a very prestigious award in 1893. All right, we're working on the yellow one. So on this yellow one, do I have a piece of scrap? No, I don't. I'm going to go with this, they call it a shielding, or whatever you want to call it. This is going to be for the wing casing up front. It's a sticker stuck on here. And I'm going to tie this in sticky side up. In this case, it's the silver side up. It's really easy to work with. It just sticks right on your thumb. And you can put it right there in position. And this is also why I did the lead on the sides of the hook. It gives it a nice broad-bodied stance up front. Plenty of area for the material to lock down in on. Alright, we got some of this brown, same kind of vinyl wing casing sticker material. Alright. Let's tie this in. Alright. So here is, we'll see if we can get the camera to, which side's the camera? And camera's on the side of it. Can we get that to focus in? No, we cannot. But this doesn't look like a D, I know that much. And I mean, maybe that's just what they call it. Well, I don't know. We'll get the super spectrum scope out and check it out. Super close. Yeah, I'll roll it on the table. Roll it on the vise. I don't know. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. But yeah, different strokes for different folks, different material. All right, let's get our dubbing on. Before I put this dubbing on, I'm going to add a little bit of wax. Let's hit this up with just this. Here we go. This one doesn't have too much of the iridescence to pop out. Not all UV is equal, but all dubbing is. No, it's not. How we put it on, it is. Just a small little bit. That's way too much, Aaron. Way too much. Just a small little puff. You want 80 to 90% air to start off. And you can pinch and twist, pinch and twist, pinch and twist. Get it to your desired noodle thickness. And dub when ready. Dub when ready. We've got that forward. Let's get our thread forward of those legs. And we'll zoom back in. Let's go ahead and take the wing casing forward. Even though that one does like to hitchhike and stick on there, we'll do them one at a time. Just for beauteous sakes. For the beauty of it. Couple tight wraps. And same with the gold. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. This is a fun pattern to tie. It's kind of technical, kind of frustrating at first. I'm looking forward to publishing my actual step-by-step how-to tie tutorial video and the fast forward associated video with this fly. So yeah, I have all this extra material. You know, I got 6-7 full lengths of this stuff to a lot of extra, a lot of scraps. So a little bit goes a long way. Stick it on the side of your vise for the next fly. So, Jimmy, are you sitting there? You're telling me you have a nice cold beverage and a bag of chips sitting here watching the tie of the week. That is awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and let's finish this fly. We'll give it the old 1, 2, 3 whip finish. A 1, a 2, a 3. And we'll trim off our thread. And let's add our little dab of UV thick right there on the top, on top of that wing case. Let's do that. Alright, we'll let that gravity do its thing, working that down and in. Donna's having herself a pizza. All right. Hit that with the old UV. The more I mess around with this UV, the more I like it. I do want to venture out and try some different UV products. So far, my experience with Loon products is fairly decent. Got me going. So there you have it, folks. That is the Microstone. We'll even up our legs on the back. Those are close enough. I like it. Post fly box. April box. Let's get that back up. So there you have it, folks. Let's see. Yeah, be sure to subscribe. After this live stream turns into a video, be sure to come back. You got all week to do it, but I recommend sooner than later. Leave a comment, and that'll get you in on the 12 fly, 12 week giveaway. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. A lot of fun. All right. That's going to be it for tonight. Next week, we're starting early. We're starting at about 2 p.m. Central. We're going to go as long as we can. The goal is to knock out 42 Sandy's beetles, CFR Sandy's beetles. Those are these right here. 42 of those. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So starting at 2, the plan is starting at 2. It might take me full 9 hours or 7 hours. It might not, but I don't know. We'll give it a try. So thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Happy tying. And with the micro stonefly, tight lines.